millions of people have lost their jobs because the government has ordered businesses to close because of a pandemic. We already pointed this out before. So because people are losing their jobs, they lose their health care. Because in America, we have a corrupt government which ties people's employment to their ability to receive health care, which makes no sense to anybody else in the world. So they don't do it that way, but we do it that way here. And so Hillary Clinton tweeted this out on April 2nd. She said, millions of people have lost their employee-tied health care over the last 2 weeks because of the pandemic. It's an easy call. Reopen the health care exchanges. So what's wrong with that? Well, open up to what? Buying insurance we can't afford with copays too high to use? My health is not a commodity, not to mention how terribly insulting and inappropriate this is under the current circumstances you helped to create. There were already 30 million uninsured, 68,000 annual deaths, and 500,000 annual bankruptcies because Obamacare is an abject failure. Healthcare is a human right. So that was April 2nd, and we made fun of her then. Now here's Nancy Pelosi. Today she tweeted this out. This is Nancy Pelosi today. This is what she has to say today. It's May. That was April 2nd. That was Hillary Clinton saying, hey, people don't have health care. Well, let's let them buy some health care. Here's Nancy Pelosi, May 6th.
We have asked the president to have a special enrollment period for Affordable Care Act for people who do not have insurance now so that they can sign up overwhelmingly.
A month later, she's same thing. Hey, so people lost their jobs and they lost their health care. So we're telling the president to open up the ACA enrollment so they can go buy some health insurance. The people who just got laid off, the people who don't have jobs, the people without health care in the middle of a pandemic, let's sell them some health care. So we said this the first time. Malcolm Fleshner actually said this. This isn't let them eat cake. This is let's sell them some cake. So that's Hillary Clinton, Nancy Pelosi. And do you think fucking Ari Melber said anything to her? Do you think he pushed back on that? Like, isn't that ridiculous? No, of course not. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. He's not going to screw up his gig. Here's the Democratic Party. Here's what the Democratic Party said. With rising unemployment numbers, many are estimated to lose their health care coverage. Health care is a human right, and we must work to ensure all Americans have access to quality, affordable. If it's a human right, affordable and human right don't go together. It's a human right that you get a good deal. That's not a human right. This is 2020 in the middle of a pandemic. This is the Democrats' big idea. By the way, Trump has already outlefted them on it. Trump already said we're going to pay for everybody's coronavirus through Medicare. We're going to expand Medicare. So if you get sick with coronavirus, no copays, no deductibles, we're going to pay directly to the hospital. That's more than this is the Democrats' big idea. This is their big idea. They've done nothing for people to get health care in the middle of a pandemic. Nothing. Do you understand why this is a dead party, why there isn't even a second party in this country? There is no two-party system. Every one of your non-corporate money Justice Democrats voted for the fleecing of America. There's no two parties. Bernie Sanders voted for the fleecing of America and bragged about it afterwards. Here's what my friend Ronnie says. You have no fucking conscience. Do you think we're as dumb as people that think Biden isn't a rapist and you didn't rig the machines? We aren't voting for you. Go F yourself. Apparently, human rights have a price. Hope you can afford whatever the Democrats decide is affordable. I know I can't. Apparently, human rights have a price. Oh, and so there you so that now and here's so that I just wanted that's it. That's the Democrats' approach to healthcare. That's Nancy Pelosi, that's the Democrats' official Twitter account, and that's Hillary Rodham Clinton. And Joe Biden has no plan for anybody. He has no plans to do for any problem right now. He and Bernie Sanders are working on a task force. They have a task force to come up with solutions to our problems right now. Because the solutions are a secret or a mystery. That we need a UBI and goddamn Medicare for all right now. It's a mystery. Bernie and Biden are gonna appoint task forces. And so here is one more. Here's Ilhan Omar. And she said, we should allow these times to guide us in repairing the injustices in our country. We can pass Medicare for all, cancel student loan debt, guarantee housing, and make meals universal for students to build a better tomorrow. Strong tweet. That's a very strong tweet. Here's what my friend Comrade Misty, Putin's buddy, said. Yay, another impotent tweet. Well done. We'll go one more. She sided with Zionists against Iran, but her tweets are like heroic. Comrade Misty, as Putin's buddy, says, my favorite is when she so bravely goes after Republicans, makes her blatant refusal to hold her own party accountable a total non-issue. All I'm going to say is if you can get Medicare for all by tweeting about it, then Ilhan Omar is going to get it done. But normally what has to happen is you have to take control of the House, your party. Oh, wait, they did. And then you have to have a leader. Oh, they do, Nancy Pelosi. And then that person has to introduce that bill so everybody gets to vote on Medicare for all. Oh, Nancy Pelosi isn't doing that? Then maybe you're supposed to call her out. Maybe you're saying right now, if we need all this stuff right here, why isn't your leader proposing that you vote on it and implement it and send it to the Senate and watch Mitch McConnell look like a piece of shit that he is because he's not going to give anybody health care, but the Democrats are. Oh, that's right, because the Democrats are just as corrupt as Mitch McConnell, if not more so. And you are also corrupt, Ilhan Omar, because you are cowardly, just like all the rest of the progressives in Congress and Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth. You will not call out your leadership. That's what's called for here. This, you know what this is called, Ilhan? This is called empty virtue signaling. Because you know this isn't going to happen unless Nancy Pelosi decides it will. And you won't even mention her name. That's how cowardly the progressives are in Congress. I'm sure Ilhan Omar has written bills for each one of these things and submitted them to a committee. Nancy Pelosi is never going to have a vote on Medicare for all. And Ilhan Omar is never going to force the issue. So we'll never get it. But she can virtue signal on Twitter all day long. Nancy Pelosi is standing in the way of each one of these things. Nancy Pelosi is. Most powerful woman in the history of our country, Nancy Pelosi, is blocking all this stuff. And if you want, and here's the star reporter over at the Washington Post. She says, 4 major pieces of legislation, trillions of dollars. Thank God Speaker Pelosi is there, or we'd have nothing. Hey, this is the part where I tell you where our live shows are, but there aren't any. And then I would tell you to go join our premium, but nobody has a fucking job. So why don't you just enjoy the video?